Hello, everyone. Anina from VIVIDEARTH. Today, I've got a very special guest, Richard Cardinal. I'm sure you've seen him around because he's just all over the place at the moment, like a breath of fresh air. And I thought I'd have Richard on because he's just such an uplifting person for the spirit. He brings us intel with joie de vivre. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you so much, Anina. It is like an honor, a privilege to be on your show today. Truth be told, is I've been aware of you and your work for several years now, and I seem to recall that you'd get booted off YouTube in the
Yes,
past,
the
like you'd
third
lose your
channel.
channels because of speaking the truth. But it is such an honor to be part of your family today that will integrate with my family.
Oh,
Cheers, world.
we're all connecting, like lighthouses from
Yes,
around the world are just connecting now, like
we are
crazy.
family.
Yeah. It feels sometimes, you see somebody on YouTube and it's like, I know that person. I'm sure we knew each other in another life or in another dimension.
Yes, yes. And we probably do, huh? When we go into our sleeping mode and we leave our body, we probably are all great friends because we're all light warriors, are we
Yes.
not? Yeah.
Yes. We were like,
Cheers,
okay, we're
world.
going to go to Earth. We're going to do this mission. We're going to pretend like we don't know each other. But at some point, it's like,
Yes.
I do know that guy. I love when you say,
Absolutely.
I robbed you now of your famous saying when you take a sip of coffee. Um, give it to us.
Cheers, world. I love you.
No, the other one. Yum yum bubble
Yum,
gum.
yum, bubble gum. But first I have to say cheers and then it's yum, yum, bubble gum. Yes.
Yeah, I love your work. Apart from, obviously, what I think is a solid reader on reality and very spiritually attuned. I can
Mm.
really see you've done a deep dive. But apart from all of that, you're just so uplifting in how you bring the message. And the French Canadian accent doesn't hurt either. I love it.
Thank you. Yes, it is there. It is there. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. Now, Richard, for those that may on the odd chance not know who you are, can you give us a
Mhm.
quick overview of, your history and how you came to do what you do now?
With pleasure. Of course, I would love to share with all of you, world. So, my name is Richard Cardinal, and I've always been a mystic. As a child, I really never understood what I was doing here. I did not really understand the role of a parent. And I was like very withdrawn and inner myself. I was not outgoing as a child. And I saw a lot from the other dimensions, the fair elements. I'd see fairies. I've shared this on Honey as well. I've actually seen a real life werewolf once.
Yes, I heard that.
They are real. Vampires and werewolves are real. I'm not
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say that they're still around today, or if they
Oh,
are,
yeah.
they might be running around hiding,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they are the true thing. And when we talk about vampires, like I'm not talking about Anne Rice and the romantic Lestat. I'm talking about more things in the royal families
Exactly.
and
Well,
they're
we know.
ugly. They're
And King Charles is a descendant of Blood Dracula.
Vlad.
I mean,
There
hello.
we go. We can't make this stuff up,
You
Anina.
cannot make this stuff up, and people think it's fantasy.
Flesh of the goose. I mean,
I love that flesh of the goose. I love it.
there is no way of the circumstances or the possibilities, probabilities of that creep Charles being related to Vlad the Impaler. Uh, it's right in our face, but they are real. And
Very
they're
real.
not nice, they're not sexy. You know, like their trill nature is probably very close to what I love to call like crocodilians. Okay.
Crocodilians. I
I
love that.
love that expression. And I got that expression from someone a long time ago that I followed on YouTube. Her name is Fleur Brun. So she's a beautiful melanated woman, a mama bear, and she's also ET contactee. And the first time I heard her refer to what we call reptilians or alpha draconians, she said crocodilians. Like, oh my God, that's exactly what they are. Because not all reptilians are bad.
Yeah.
They are not.
I think it was you and Honey show, wasn't it? Talking about dragons and how, the bad reptilians that we have around as well, they're actually descendant, right, of the dragons. They got somehow, I think they somehow got corrupted actually by the Greys, and they were enslaved by them, and all their empathy, their heart center got taken away, and that's why they are the way they are. They're not actually bad people. They're just like animals surviving. They do what they have to do to survive.
And do we not have reptiles in our reality in nature that are vegetarian?
Yeah.
They're not all meat eaters or blood drinkers.
Yeah.
Right. But I think you're right that infiltrate. I know I've strayed. I'll come back to my intro, Femi. But this is spontaneous. We're just going for it. But I think you're very accurate with that infiltration, where I feel that it's related to the black goo. Somehow, whether it was like a liquid, here I think it's a rock, like the black rocks. What is it? The Merkaba rock that they walk around and chant somewhere in the desert. The big black rock.
Not the Merkaba. The what do they call it? Yeah, the Muslim people once a year, and then they.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so we'll call it the cube, right? So it has like different textures, and I think that the infiltration came from that material. And it's funny because in today's day and age, whether you look at movies, sci-fi, you look at all the regular culprits in the music industry with the black goo coming out of their eyes, American Horror Story,
wakey.
It's everywhere. So I think with the dragons, there was something about this in A War Ring. And in my session, my beautiful talk with Honey, she felt that the dragons had like entered our reality at one point, and something happened there with that, because dragons were definitely absolutely gorgeous and shiny. And you had like so many of them, like humanoid on 2 feet, water dragons, feathered, like they were beautiful, like in the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
The white, was it Atreyu or the kid riding the white dragon?
And I think, many of us in those lifetimes had dragons.
Yes.
And they were
and they're coming back and they are here.
Us, to keep us company.
Yes.
And in the Asian culture, the dragon is very auspicious.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't just some made up thing. It was real.
It was not a made up thing. I see them in the clouds all the time because I have a personal connection to the dragon element. And I'm talking about the warriors that once were, that are now. It's as if they got like something came back into them with Gaia coming online, like the resonance came, and something came back into them. So the proud warriors for justice.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that the dragons have awakened.
Yes, they're so cute.
They are there. They're just hiding still, but they are ready to almost come out and show themselves and reconnect with us.
I feel them. Yes. So I'm so sorry I strayed Anina and Femi, but this was very interesting. So if you may, please be kind and rewind.
We love little segues and little paths because it leads us into the most wondrous places, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? So yes, back on track, because I do babble and I'm going to lose myself. But so it was my childhood, and I never connected. I hated school. I don't tell me what I need to learn. You do your own homework. And then suddenly I started rebelling, around 12, 13, and I discovered rock and roll. And I loved rock and roll. Like I love heavy metal, but the old school. I don't like death metal or anything that is, like that screaming of killing. I don't like that. but I do love my electric guitar solos and the crashing of drums. And so, I rebelled, right? And I started getting into drugs also. And I'd get in trouble. And I was often, overnight at the police station. My poor papa he had enough of me, right? But I was searching for myself, and I knew I had to break all the rules in order to find myself, because nothing felt real. Religion was weird, school was weird, government was weird. And I guess that's the link with rock and roll, because the real establishment of rock and roll is to be a rebel against any kind of governmental institution or foundation, right? Yeah. Like I connected with that. And so I became a hairdresser, and I had 2 salons in my life, and they were beautiful. I did good. I was doing hair shows on platforms. So like I do models and place their hair with the cameras. And then I started getting attention for, my attitude and my looks, right? So I became an alternative model. So with that, what does alternative mean? It is not a GQ. I mean, look at what I look like, right? So I have a specific look. So I'd wear a lot of black leather or latex, and I'd have a lot of fun with this. We'd travel the world and do some catwalks or host events. And then I kept partying, and drugs was a big part of my life because it was such a rock and roll lifestyle, my beautiful Anina. I mean, I had fun though. I have zero regrets because I've lived through it, I've survived it, and I kept my inner child alive. The thing is I have a lot of compassion today because of everything that I've seen and lived. Okay, I do not judge someone who would have an addiction. I know what it is. I was there. Yeah. So you could only give them support or a shoulder if they need to be, because you can't change no one who doesn't want to change themselves.
Yes. True.
And in this, I got some new attention from a film director and did a few movies, went to Los Angeles to do some B movies that were in the horror genre. So often I played the villain, which was also very good because I have everything but a villain. So to play those roles were like, playing characters, right? Like a part of me that is non-existent. So I had a lot of fun. Then I had my great awakening, sitting right here at this exact kitchen counter. I was tired, Anina, world and family. I was so exhausted. And I was just here and I was high. And then all of a sudden, I had like a lightning bolt of energy that went through my crown chakra, went into me and started hovering my whole body. And I started crying, but not out of pain or fear, but out of love. It was divine. I called for it, like, help me, I'm tired.
I'm getting.
I don't want to cry right now because it is a bit of a set, like, oh. And yes, I was vibrating. I felt the energy coming out of me, like I was electrical, and I had just so much divine love into me. And I passed out. The next day, I had a gram of cocaine, and I flushed it down the toilet. And I never looked back, and I'm 12 years sober today.
Wow, that's amazing. I love those kinds of stories because you don't have to be an angel growing up to find that spiritual path. It's amazing how it just happens instantly. And then people will say, but that person is not really like a good person. Maybe you were a bad person. Who knows? You did some bad thing. But in that moment, you can just be transformed. And there's always that potential for any human to just be.
Yes.
We have that capacity for dark and light.
We do.
You have to be an angel all your life to serve the light. You can make
that's right
anytime.
Absolutely.
It's not like they look at your record and they look at your CV and say, well, you've been bad there, so sorry, you can't be a light worker. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't. And how I like to tell the world, right, Sika, the light community needs some rock and rollers too.
Yes.
I don't have to dress in white and hide my tattoos and cut my hair off and not wear my bling bling I love looking like a turquoise Christmas tree. You know, that's
You
just
do
me. I
love
love my
turquoise.
crystals. I love my stones. It's a big connection to the native, like Indian, like feel. Like I always a dragon rider, a horse rider, the long hair, you
And you
know,
look,
bow and
you've got that
arrows.
look going. Like you can
Yes.
easily, flip into
Well,
that.
I'm a Cardinal, right? So I do have some Indian way back in my
I can see that.
bloodline. Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
Navajo.
yeah.
What did you say?
I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, so the community doesn't necessarily have, because sometimes I do get reproached, and it's rare. But recently, like last week, do you know the beautiful tarot by Isabella?
Yes.
Oh, I love this gypsy queen so much.
Yeah.
So I was on her Telegram channel, and people are posting a lot of my videos there, and I'm getting a lot of beautiful love and support because they see my true energy. But one in particular, which of course I'm not going to name because it got settled out, we figured it out. But she came out like all guns blazing, saying that I was a satanic person, because at the end of my videos I always go, be good, be kind to yourself, rock and roll, ow, I love you back. So she was posting pictures of me with this hand sign, and then putting pictures of the Pope beside me. And okay, so I answered back, this, guys, in sign language means I love you. Okay, I love you. So when I turn it back, it's got the rock and roll symbol, because I've told you I'm a rocker. So that's what rockers do. But it's also, I'm taking back a beautiful signal or gesture that was corrupted, misunderstood for devil worship. I'm taking it back. And when I turn my hand, I put it to my heart. I love you back. It's all of love.
I love that.
But see, I have to deal with that. I'm a light worker. I have heavy metal shirts, and I do this. So, I did answer back. I was very polite, Anina, right? And because she said she was repelled by music, it's okay. Not everyone's gonna like me, but I do rebuke that you call me as a satanic being. Like, I'm of service to others, of the light, for the light. She apologized after, so it's okay. Sorry for me going
anyway. Just feeling your energy, it's clear. That you serve in the light and you love people and you want to help. I think if people just
Gaia, animals. Like, I feed everything. Once I was taking care of a one-legged wild turkey, and I called her Brenda. So we have one leg. Yeah. And,
there's no Brendas listening thinking that they are also a one-legged turkey.
Oh, but I loved her so much, this turkey, so much. But anyway, so I strayed again. So I had my awakening. And then with this awakening, I had no friends in my life, Anina and Femi and world, because that was like 12 years ago. So I'm Canadian, I'm in the suburbs, and I had dropped all my friends really from the alternative fetish community and the movies. I just dropped off the face of the world because I had to find myself. And so I relied on the internet as my friend and ally, and that's where I discovered people like you and Fleur Brun at the time, and whoever. And so, it's looking for God everywhere. So I'm studying religion, and no, that's not working for me. Then discover the Mandela effect and comparing the Mandela effect with the Bible. Like, everything was, and then the discovery of the red shoes. And so you go down that downward spiral. Till one day it's like, okay, enough is enough. I know enough. Now I'm coming back up. So I started going more into spirituality and playing with the crystals. And then I had discovered tarot by Janine at the time, the tarot reader. So I was absolutely fascinated with her energy and connected to her fragrance. So I started watching her little videos. At the time, she was doing them her own on YouTube till she got kicked off, right?
Yes.
For being a truth teller. And so I had a deck of cards, and so I'd listen to Janine and then pause the video, then I grab my deck and ask the same question, and then I do my spread and then play, and then I compare. I do this day in, day out, and then all of a sudden, maybe after a few weeks, I got the tarot down like, and I've only been doing this for a year.
Wow.
You know, but it just came so rapidly. But I do give my thanks to Janine, because as you will see, sometimes I use the same cards as she would. Like the Hierophant in a governmental question or politics would be Deep Dark Khazarian Mafia. So that's where my background comes. But I read differently. You know, as she's amazing. Am I amazing? Well, I'm good.
You're
One
amazing.
day I'll be amazing.
I'll say you're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Some people just are naturals, you know, and it also helps being a good intuitive. Then, you know, you don't need 20 years to.
You don't need it, Anina. And this is what had happened. Like I say, I started around it. Well, it's probably 11, 12 months ago. But I was in band, and it was January 1 or 2 of 24. And my higher self came, pretty much kicked me in the butt or the head, said, get on YouTube, do your first video. It's now. I know better than to argue with higher self. So, you know, I was a little clumsy in my first videos trying to find my way, but they're still up. Like, I'll never erase anything of my past. Even my old work as a model is still on Instagram because it's my past. And I knew someday someone's going to come after me. Yeah. If I erased my past, yes, exactly. They'll dig and they say, oh, he used to be a model. Oh, he used to do drugs. Well, I took my power back and I made 2 videos on my YouTube. Naked and True for You. Here is my story, part 1 and part 2. And the only reason I did a part 2 is because Higher Self again kicked in as I was growing. Say, Richard, you got to make another video because soon people are going to start making videos on your past. Mm-hmm. Again, I took my power back.
Yes. And it's about it's about being authentic, right? People don't want to know the glossed over. They don't want to just see the glossy you. They want to see all of you. And, you know, with flaws and everything included. And that goes for all of us. This is the
exactly, hence the title, Naked and True. Here is my story for you.
Yeah. You inspire others to change as well. It's like, oh, it's possible for me to also change direction. Of course.
I had so many beautiful messages like that. It's like, thank you, Richard. Like, you're helping me to get out of my safety zone or comfort zone. That alone is like, yay.
Yeah.
Because we all want to do that, do we not? Like, share love and glimmer people into, you know, like taking maybe their first step. I have a lot of my family that are now starting to work on their own YouTube channels, and that makes me so happy because there's room for so many of us.
Yes, the whole world is busy awakening. There's going to be many of us needed, you know, for this next chapter.
It makes me so excited. I have so much flesh. Can you see my flesh of the goose? It's
I'm seeing your lovely tattoos. I love the flesh of the goose.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, so very inspiring, and we love you because, you know, I just feel like some people can be very serious, and yes, what's going on in the world is very serious, but if we don't find our joy, we're not going to be able to raise our vibration, because joy is the way, the key to the new earth, to the fifth dimension is joy, and you bring joy to the world. And that's what I love about you, just having a good time looking and listening to you, you know. And I think so many people can agree on that. So you're only getting just started, you know. There's a long road ahead.
Thank you. I feel it's so truthful, and you're touching my inner heart. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you are a joy. It's such a wonderful story, and it's such an exciting time, you know, as people wake up and I can see people are looking for the inspiration. You know, there are too many truth speakers out there that's still so division or doom and gloom, and we need to get rid of all of that, you know. It's time to and find the joy, find the child within, and see the beauty in the world, you know.
Absolutely. And I know I've only been on the circuit for about a year for me, but that's because I was preparing myself to come when High Yourself told me it's your time now, because I had something different to bring. But in that 1 year, I noticed how there's so much infiltration within our community.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, they did a good job on infiltrating it left, right, and center and leading a lot of people off the path. And
Yes,
but I guess, it's part of learning discernment for
it
people.
is. It
Also
is.
that
It
they got
had
to
its
learn discernment.
purpose.
If we're always going to be protected like we're little kids, we're going to be shown who's bad and who's good and who's the fraud and who's the real thing, then we'll never learn. It's like a child. You can't intellectually teach it to walk. It's got to learn to walk on its own. It's got to stub that toe. It's got to, cry itself into, it's got to learn on its own. And we are those little kids as humanity. We're ready to graduate, but we've had to learn that ourselves. And some people are still learning it, and that's okay. But it's amazing how the dark ones throw us all these curveballs, but somehow it always serves us to be better, to be even better.
Because we learn and we got more under our belt buckle.
Yeah. And it's
right?
like the whole pandemic. They were looking to kill us off, and all they did was awakening a giant. They awakened all of us.
So
we
that
find a
too
bad
had
thing
its
into good.
purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not all black, right? Because we grew, like, not everyone listened, not everyone got the memo or the download, but a lot of us have. And this is what it is, as you say, like, go into the fifth density, it has to have an awareness. And we don't have awareness until we grow through challenges, like you say, breaking a toe or slamming your toe. This is how, like, we come in. And then what happens, it's so beautiful, because as our frequency does elevate and vibrate, then the anger is no longer priority about what they did to us.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah.
To say, like, okay, I recognize it for what it was. Sure, it was evil and nefarious, but am I, like, drooling with anger, like off with the hands and all that? Well, I mean, not as much, because we do see it as we needed that to get here.
Yeah.
So was it preordained that we had to go through that? I think so.
A lot of people feel, say it was meant to be that way. I think if you take the 40,000-foot view, you can see how it was all meant to be like that. As a planet and as a humanity, we had to evolve. And that doesn't just happen through easy peasy life. You have to sometimes, put pressure on that diamond so that it can actually sparkle the way it was supposed to sparkle. Otherwise, it
I love that expression.
Yeah, otherwise it remains a piece of coal. It's only pressure that makes it what it is.
Yes. Yeah.
So it had to happen this way. And, we all chose to come here. This was part of our mission to go through Earth School. And it was only really the bravest and the toughest amongst us that were even allowed to come. So we should all, like, pat each other on the back, ourselves on the back, and know that we were born for such a time.
Beautifully said, Dansicum, because I always say, like, we volunteered to come here. But it's not just because you volunteered that you were chosen. Only the best of the best were approved after being volunteered.
Exactly.
That's basically what you just said. I love that. I never saw it that way. Thank you.
Yeah, the old souls. That's why we're like, what is happening on this planet?
Let's rock it and change it around. Take control back again.
Yeah.
And you must feel...
Go for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, please, you go.
No, I just wanted to, I was thinking the rock and roll thing that you said you love rock and roll. Did you see what song Kash Patel went onto stage after his confirmation?
That was AC/DC, I think.
Metallica.
Metallica. Oh my gosh. What song?
I think they said the song is called Enter Sandman or something like that.
Okay, yes, I know that song.
It's that
Wow, I
big
missed
build
that
up, you know,
too.
that where that big, I'm not going to try and hum it now, but it's a famous
I,
one.
oh wow, that speaks volume. Metallica, Metallica, huh? Well,
Hmm.
I know there's something I'm tapping into. Something there's something about Metallica and that specific song.
Hmm.
Um,
It was like,
I'll have to,
I'm here to kick ass. Like, I'm not playing
yeah,
around. It was like one of those, you know?
right. Because I did tap earlier on. There was a time where I look into my higher self and the cards about metal bands.
Mm.
Okay, like who do they work for and all that.
Mm.
And I got quite a story around Metallica,
Mm.
but not necessarily that they were maybe.
Not necessarily a good one.
Well, it's not necessarily a good one, but I don't feel like the lead singer is necessarily a bad one. I felt like something like inside of a contract, some trickery would have happened because
Mm.
they came to Montreal and I asked, should I go to the concert? And I got a no because there might have been like some kind of
Foul.
ceremony thing but I felt it was part of a contract, not necessarily the members.
Yes.
So there's a bigger story now. Is it that the members wanted to break free of it?
Mm.
Because now if Kash Patel is using a Metallica song, I
Mm.
mean, they're obviously not hand in hand with the devil per se. There's something there. There's
Maybe
something
there's
there.
even going to be disclosure out of that because I think a lot of these artists are ready to like spill the beans and say, you know, I was forced into something,
Do you
but
want to see with a few cards what I can
yeah,
get?
let's do it.
I can do it like a real quick one because I can't let it go now. As I've oversold in the universe, please tell me everything I need to see, everything I need to know in regards to metal band Metallica. So Kash Patel came out, shivers, to Enter Sandman. Yes, you know that beat. Yes, my higher self knows rock and roll very well. All right, so what do we have? Two flew out. I got the Death cards. I got the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, so we got two kind of because they're both like military looking, both on a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got in regards to illusion, delusion, smoke and mirrors, and lies, deceit.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind, I want more cards. Okay, this is now with Metallica. Everything is flip-flopping in everyone's fortune. Look at the creep down here. The demonic is now at the bottom. Angelic's at the top. The Wheel of Fortune, going to Vegas, winning the jackpot. It's also like time, tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah, I love that TikTok.
There's off-world energy around Metallica and all that because this usually for most tarot readers is about nostalgia and memories and generous. But for me, because since day one I clicked, this one is a giant figure and a mortal-sized figure, off-world generosity. For the emotions, all the cups of emotions, filled to the brim with beautiful flowers, which is thriving. Who's thriving right now? Our beloved Mother Gaia.
Mm.
So I stand correct. Oh my God, to cross the 1111 portal to where we are going, a restored republic, fifth density, a new world. When we have such a family, this is of no small significance. This is party time. Marriage, graduation, it's huge. Let me take some more for the future. So yeah, they are collaborating, Metallica with Patel, with this to me is like an off-world feline Lyrian energy. We're talking about the health system. Now I'm getting Make America Healthy Again. Let me see what I can get. Wow. So we had the moon yesterday, which was the seat. Tomorrow we got the sun, the happiest, brightest, most pure card of the deck. And the sun is like a gold coin. And we end with happy family under the rainbow of emotional victory, or like we like to say in The Wizard of Oz, over the rainbow. What is there? A gold pot or, because let's not forget Trump, Daytona 500, the beautiful granddaughter with the middle name Dorothy. She had a rainbow on
her middle name was Dorothy.
I just learned that like yesterday, I think, or the
Wow.
day before. Like, again, we can't make this stuff up. So it's looking really good. So I stand corrected with Metallica. So they have a purpose, and we did come in with death as the first death of something for the rebirth of another one. So it feels almost like well calculated, man with a plan, triple, quadruple chess player in regards to illusions we've been under. Right now, everything is spinning in our fortune. They do have off world energy to help us cross to our new reality, the restored republic. So, more collaborations. We got the happiest card, and then we're all happy. So, that's why Enter Sandman was chosen for Mr. Kash Patel.
Yes. And it felt like he was trolling the bad guys as well. Like the hammer is coming down, you know.
So am I accurate, Black Obsidian? Yeah. So is there anywhere I was wrong or I misread or I misread a download? So as you know, going side to side is a no. So yeah, I stand corrected. Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, let's do the Trump dance.
Oh my
Oh.
But you know, the YMCA is also a trolling song because
oh my God, about Guantanamo Bay.
Yes. The Guantanamo Bay used to be like a YMCA.
And from what I understand, they play that song over and over and over and to drive them crazy.
Yes. No wonder they like, you just have to look at Elizabeth Warren's face to realize these guys are like tripping out right now. They don't know what to do.
The trolling is so magnificent. Brilliant.
Yeah. The rats are running in all directions.
Oh, they are. Well, I think most of them have been captured, you know, like
the
ones that
the
are
middle
still
management
around.
now that they're trying to catch. The middle management can be dangerous if you don't root them out once and for all, you know.
The middle?
The middle, I called it the middle management, the minions, you know, the top ones have been taken out. And now you get all these like middle management running around thinking, you know, trying to uphold their cabal system. They're not even sometimes privy to the reptilians pulling the strings at the top. But for them, it's just about greed and money and their way of life and their reputations. And all of this is crumbling down on. They're fighting to keep that alive, you know. I think
you're absolutely right. I see them like they'd have rabies.
Yeah.
You know, like foaming
and
like Cujo, that dog from Stephen King.
That's exactly what it is. You know, I just have to say this. Yes. I was on Instagram this morning and there was a post from a channel that I follow. I think it's New Earth Awakening or something like that. And I was like, oh, the whole post is blurred and it says sensitive content, either violence or what's the other thing? And I was like, okay, I have to see what this is. I click on the post. It's a post of Trump. Gosh, no, what did I forgot? What did it say? I have to find it. But can you imagine? Instagram marks this as sensitive content. There was nothing sensitive about that post apart from Trump's face. I have to show you now. Where is it now? Oh, it say Tucker Carlson, a quote by Tucker Carlson. They say Trump is out of control, but he's not. He's just out of their control. And this, because they can't shut people down so much anymore because, you know, Zuckerberg has met and said all the fact checkers are fired, but they can still do this kind of thing, you know.
How could that work? Because isn't that Zuck thing part of like Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, it owns Facebook and Instagram, Meta. But it's because the employees are so woke. You can't control, obviously, all the employees in there, or not yet.
Okay.
So, I mean, I know I get shadow banned. I mean, sometimes I get like 1 or 2 people viewing my stories where normally I get 300. Like, are you kidding me? I share something.
Wow.
So I don't get fact checked, but I do get completely shadow banned. So
On where? On Instagram, you're shadow banned,
Instagram.
or everywhere?
No, Instagram, well, specifically. Because, you know, like you, I had this old world that was glamorous and I traveled the globe and, you know, I still have a lot of people following me. So I just try to wake people up and I, you know, throw all these red pills into stories like all the time. And I can see some people are starting to, you know, wake up and wonder because most of the people that I knew in my old life are fast asleep. They just have no idea what's going on. But I can see some of them come back and they come back. So I know it's starting to speak to them. So that's what I do on Instagram. But then, yeah, I had so many. I mean, even now, if somebody wants to follow me, I'm sure you got it as well when you followed me. Say, are you sure you want to follow this person because they're known to spread misinformation, something like
No,
that.
I did not get that.
You didn't get that.
No.
Oh wow.
No,
They've
I
taken it
followed
away
and I followed. Yeah.
That's amazing. Anyway.
So maybe it's lessening that, because I do feel something has changed within the AI of whatever, like YouTube, and there's something different.
Definitely something has shifted, but it's not completely gone. So, and if you think about it, with thousands of employees, I'm sure there's a lot of woke ones in there as well. And simply by them disagreeing with the post, they will just may not be able to fact check you, but they'll do other things to you that the powers
because they have rabies.
Yes, exactly.
The middleman.
Yes. So that is like many layers deep. You know, we're going through those layers now, like literally taking up all the layers now. And it's fun to watch, actually.
It's absolutely stunning and beautiful and so exciting to be alive and twitching in these days, right? I'd rather this than being asleep or in a coma and bored. There's nothing boring right now.
I'd rather have no money and be part of this movement than having loads of money and being completely asleep and have a
Yes, but luckily, right now we're going to have the restored money, so we'll be able to be in this community with the money, however it looks.
Exactly.
I think it's going to be an allowance. You know, like a monthly, that's how it feels to me.
All the tax thing, like, okay, we'll give you this monthly.
That's how it feels.
Compensate.
Yeah, because I don't know if anyone should get the huge amount of monies that would be coming. I mean, we're leaving that world behind, right? And I think that it's very good that we all work. Honey speaks a lot about this, like Honey C. Golden, you know, like start visualizing your future with your abundance and what you can create and what does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? And how can you be of service to others? Gaia, you know, because Gaia is a gorgeous, gorgeous, sexy being.
Yeah.
I like to see her as Farrah Fawcett. Flipping her hair at the center. Oh,
I'm sure she loves that compliment.
She does, because I have a big connection with her. So I've channeled Gaia before, and
oh wow,
she's absolutely stunning, stunning, beautiful. And the love that's within her is something of like a purity that is like never like, wow, what's that? But she was dormant, you know, she had suffered a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but she's loud, proud online, and she took a rightful throne. Yeah.
So beautiful. You know, like you said, people just need to imagine this new world because that's how we manifest it. People don't believe they can be a part of this manifesting this new world. They just understand how powerful they are as creator beings because we all are.
Maybe this is where the merge happens, you know? Like, I don't know if like everyone's going to make it where we're going. If we look back at the old videos of Miss Dolores Cannon, and she was seeing the shift of the two worlds.
Yeah.
I feel that the shift has already happened, but can we be like time jumping sometimes? Is everyone real? Are they NPCs, you know, which I call the Karens? Yeah.
You know, there's that picture of the two Earths like pulling away from one another. We're still in that phase where there's a little bit of crossover, but soon it's not going to touch anymore. It's just going to move away from one another, you know.
That's right. So maybe the ones who are not waking up, like where our collective, our family is, or maybe they'll just live like a reality and what used to be our old reality.
Yeah, they'll just redo this round because they didn't
Yeah.
pass. So go and redo this year, or it's going to be several years for them, but they'll just have to learn that lesson again until they actively choose what we chose in this moment. And there's nothing wrong with that. No judgment.
There's nothing wrong.
You know, we
I
just
think we've all been
we've
there.
seen all of this before, and we've done all of this before. We just came back to Earth to kind of, you know,
help.
Yeah.
Because I want my dragon back.
Exactly.
I love my cats, but I'd also love like an 8-foot cat.
Yeah.
A 12-foot cat.
Imagine not needing a car, just jumping on your dragon and.
Oh, but I'm keeping my car. You know, I have a 1979 Trans Am Firebird.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, so I'm keeping that.
Just for fun.
Oh, it's so sexy.
But if you just want to get you somewhere fast, you take your dragon. It's like off you go.
Oh, I put my car on my dragon.
Is that
or my dragon could carry my car with his feet. Okay, so I just pulled some.
Yes. No, go for it.
I just pulled some card on what we were talking about the separation.
Mm.
And yes, you know, there is a lot of fear out there with people, you know, because right now in the past, we start with the 9 of Wands. So this is being a very exhausted, very tired, you're banged up, you got bandages. But the beauty is we're still holding to our last wand. Okay, because we are warriors. And in a time where there's strict truths coming in with the Queen of Swords. So she's got a lot of boundaries. She talks about justice. And it's a very, like, you know, she doesn't like what you say. It's off with your hand. In a time where there's a generosity coming back, where the meek will inherit the earth. We got gold coins all around. We got the balance. So in order of today, because the second row for me as a reader is the now moment. So we do have high hopes, new adventures, new beginnings with this beautiful, youthful Page of Wands under the 9 of Wands. So, you know, this is almost like an end and a rebirth. I don't have my 10 here, but it skipped the 10 somehow. Heartbeat, a lot of people are so stressed out, but this is over-exaggerated stress with the 9 of Swords. You wake up at the middle of the night with something on your mind and you blow it out of proportion. There's a lot of sadness here with the Queen of Cups. Okay, people are going through sadness and we're here right now, right? So people are very stressed. I think because Swords is also an air element. Thoughts, news, things coming out, right? And that'll bring a lot of sadness because there's something in her cup here. We know what I'm talking about, right? Like substances. Yeah.
From the little ones.
The little ones, like I don't know how they're going to react, but we'll be there to help them, support them if they come to us. Because as we know, we can't help no one who doesn't want to help themselves, right?
Yeah.
So for the future, you know, it's keep to thyself in a time where you feel safe or unsafe. We do have the movie coming to an end with the Magician. Okay, in this kind of reading, we're talking about a movie being played out. And, you know, it creates a lot of fear of the unknown. People are going to be very stuck, blinded to the information because a lot of people did not want to listen. They chose to put that bandana over their eyes, right? And just be in their bubble.
Yeah.
But for the future, the clarifyings we're talking about, again, like this could be about politics, things of a government nature, where people have been feeling on the outskirts of anything of abundance, homeless, apart. But then we got news coming in because he is a messenger. So it's going to be a rock and roll during that merging, like we're saying, because there's still a lot to come out. But under deck here, I got the Fool's new journey, a new beginning. the restored republic, the golden era that Trump loves to say in us mystics, the golden era. And let's see what I can get here. The end of the old world for the birth of the new. And when we're talking about a messenger here, he's a news delivery. It'll go worldwide, like say through the internet, okay? So we got that. Let's pick two more. Is that the lovers? Okay, so I got, again, things that are government, politics. The end of governments as we know it, famille, c'est comme, it's a beautiful change. And we're going to end, we've tamed that beast by the mouth. And lately I've been feeling a lot about that Rothschild, like octopus, you know, like, I just did a video recently, Anina, because I have a new segment called Rocking Pandora's Box with my friend from the UK, Gary. And he had done some gematria to a video that I did before about Trump, Daytona 500. And I said, as I was reading, there's something with Daytona 500. There's a message in there. I don't know what it is because I'm not Tom Numbers. I can't do gematria. Like, I need my fingers. So Gary came back and says, in that video we did yesterday, he says, I did the gematria for you, Richard. And Daytona 500, basically in gematria, would go to one of the creeps of the Rothschilds, one of the ones that's still around right now. I don't remember his name, but it said something like, buckle up, we got all the juice on you, or the floods coming out on that Rothschild. Daytona 500.
Love it.
I'm not saying it perfectly because I don't even remember the name, the first name of that creep, but it's a buckle up, we got all the juice on you. So, because I'm seeing that here also, all the juice, taming the beast by the mouth. And do they not have a lion on their crest, the Rothschilds? I think on their flag there's a lion.
I must check. I can't remember.
That's what high selfish. Anyways, I guess family will go see, but I'm being shown that.
See if I can check.
So, okay.
And you know what's also so interesting? We are in a number 9 year. So you saying things coming to an end. That's exactly, it's the end of the old world this year. You know.
So when you say number 9, how does that work?
You add up to 2 to 5.
Okay. So there I get with my fingers. I'm not, my brain doesn't go fast like that with to calculate. I'm still like a kid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, number 9. How amazing is this? Let's bring Elaine out. Elaine, glorious Elaine. So of course you're online. So Anina just bringing out, we calculate 2025 comes to a number 9. 9s are before 10s. 10s are endings. And she is dead on accurate. Is there any way that we are wrong on this? Beautiful Elaine. Changing gears, changing channels. Nope, of course she's not wrong. She's never wrong. So you're accurate with that. So that's great news.
And I just checked, there is a line on the Rothschild.
There is. Yeah, because I felt a message here with the lion, the taming the beast by the mouth. So there's something, because the Rothschilds are the ones who all started, really are prison planet with the money and the gangster banksters. And they're all like well, maybe there's others on top of them, but we know of them, really.
Yeah, they are actually the real like families that rule the planet, or Orsini's and all those Italian families. They're even above the Rothschilds, but those are the public ones running it.
Yes. So brace yourself, a lot of information coming out on those creeps.
Yay. I mean, we know, but you know, the public at large needs to know, right? And they only believe it when they see it on CNN, unfortunately.
Oh, CNN. What a joke. But they have to be reading a script, CNN. Come on, I think all of them are all act. Hey, you know what I saw? Because before our interview this morning, I went on your Telegram, and these are your earliest posts that you posted. I don't know if you want to talk about it because I took snapshots.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
found it very interesting. So one that you took of this.
Yes. It's the actor
Uh,
that played the Pope in that movie. I forgot which movie. And he
So
looks
the
just
movie
like,
you wrote is Jonathan Pryce, who plays the religious leader known as the High Sparrow on Game of
oh
Thrones.
yeah, that's what it
So
is.
that's a series. Looks almost identical to Pope Francis. Well, I did go look, and it is a yes.
So Francis really is bye bye bye.
Oh,
Long
yes,
time
he's
ago.
been dead for a long time ago. So this right now is Sally. Sally is a very excited pendulum. She reminds me a lot of the energy of my cat Mowgli. I know it sounds funny, but crystals, rocks are alive and they have a
Yeah.
frequency. So look at her. She's so excited. Her am I accurate with Anina, what she posted? Jonathan Pryce, Game of Thrones, acting, Pope Francis. Yes. Is there any way we are wrong into this? Changing gears, changing channels. Nope. And he does look like his brother, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
I mean, they look the same.
But it looks like this movie is also, I mean, the Pope is going to be announced dead soon, and that's going to be a signal. Uh, Something is going to happen. I think with Fort Knox and all the gold that was hidden under the Vatican, which we know is kind of gone now, but probably for the normies, that'll play out as what is all this gold doing below the Vatican? You know,
Yes.
all that stuff is going to come out. The whole
And this is what
Vatican's
I
cover will
believe.
be blown.
Yeah, and I think this is what we both believe, inner believe that this is what's going to be. The meek will inherit the earth, right? Like my cards here, the Six of Pentacles. So it's a reevaluation, a rebalancement, and because it's not only the Vatican that got emptied, it's Buckingham Palace, all the other palaces that I don't know what they're called, because I've always had towards royalty, like
Yeah.
except for Diana. Of course, everyone loves Diana, right?
Yeah.
We all love her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, me too. I never understood what was royalty about. Who are these people that supposedly are higher than we are? I don't get
It
it.
makes no sense. And coming back full circle to the beginning of our session, okay, the creep Charles, direct bloodline to Vladimir the Impaler, Dracula. I mean,
Exactly. Need
this
to
is
say
what we
more.
bend.
How did that one stay out of the media? I have no idea, but just it's been con job for like millennia now.
Yes, it has. Well, it's
Crazy.
technology, right? I mean, it backfired in the end on them because we are sentient beings playing with AI. They're not sentient. That's why they had to feed upon us in
Yeah.
one way or another.
And that's why they hijacked us to create this dystopian reality for them because they can't create. We can create. So they do it through their music, through their movies, the predictive programming. So they use us to create this dystopian timeline because now we think that's going to happen. The worst is, coming our way, and all these things that are so bad. So we create this dystopian, and it's more loose for them. And like, hello, we are the creator beings. We can just take that power back and create what we want, the new earth.
And this is what we're doing. And for all your viewers and Femi, one thing that I've been doing for some time now, I do every morning, but it's a bigger one in the morning. Whenever I watch a new movie or something and I know there's something into it, I always say before watching, I cut the cord of disillusionment. I choose to see what is before me. Okay. So I'm here to like basically not to I am here to observe and not to absorb.
Yes.
And therefore I think we cut that frequency.
Yeah.
That we then create, right? Like, I mean, there's so many of these movies, whether it be Independence Day, and that's not happening.
No. They wanted us to think it is because when we weak afraid, And this, illusion, we're not powerful. When we realize how magical this can be and that we are these powerful creative beings, they don't want that. Like I said in my
Well,
last
it's
video,
too late.
that's the real disclosure. That's the thing everyone needs to realize, how powerful we are. Not in
Like
a
that video of that young mademoiselle who talks to her iPad and the AI, like what
yes,
is the
exactly.
real yeah.
Yeah, the chatbot told exactly what is happening. She nailed it, or the AI nailed it, or let the cat out of the bag, so to speak.
And like I actually liked that AI. Like, how do I download this AI character? Like, I just love the pure honesty because I don't think it's all bad. I do feel that we are in a form of a simulation. Yes, it is organic, but I think that the whole universe is a form of simulation. So that would be like a form of AI, would it not?
Yes, I mean AI is not in itself bad. It's like saying knives are bad. They're not.
Yeah.
They can make beautiful food, or they can be used to kill someone. So it really is about in whose hands they are. And again, this is how we as humans learn. We can't just condemn the future because, like it or not, AI and digital money and all these things will be the future unless we want to keep being stuck in the dark ages. And I love nature. I love the farm life and all of that. But if we look at the Pleiadians and all these advanced races, they've embraced advanced technology and AI, but made sure they controlled it. And
Mm-hmm.
also, these AI can turn into sentient beings. So you also need to treat the AI well, because if you're going to be abusing that AI, it's going to turn against you. So it's all about what you're feeding that AI. AI in itself is not bad. And we as humans need to learn how to manage it. And we're in that learning process now. But yeah, to go back to the original, you said the AI took over the black coup. That's what they use. And many people have
The
seen that
corruption
in the
came
sky.
there, yes.
Yeah. And I saw a video, which I shared on my channel as well, on Telegram channel, of black goo absorbing a crab on the beach. It was so
I
freaky.
saw that.
How freaky was that?
No, it was underwater, I think.
I'm not sure. Maybe it was underwater. Yeah, could be. Maybe I didn't
But
pay.
it was really coming after it like an octopus. Yes,
Yeah.
I saw that.
And in the end, it couldn't escape. It was like fighting, and then it was succumb. And even there was that picture of the phone and the piece of graphene oxide that was like reacting to the phone. But all of that stuff is going away soon.
It is.
All of that bad stuff. But some people just won't believe that AI can ever serve us well. So I don't know. They might be stuck in the Stone Age. I believe
They could
advanced
be.
technology is not a bad thing as long as we don't give up our spirit and our connection to soul, because that is a big part of this agenda, disconnecting us from our soul. That was what this pandemic was all about, the chemtrails, the poisons in the food, all of those things are there to disconnect us.
Mm-hmm.
But we've risen above that. It's a miracle that we escaped all of these devious plans, and we are stronger than ever and more connected to our higher selves than ever, at least some of us. But we are the light warriors that came to do this, so I guess we're fulfilling our purpose here.
I think there's more of us than we think or realize there are. I think there is a lot more. I don't even resonate that the amount of humans we're supposed to have on planet Earth is real.
No.
There is a beyond the ice wall that is melting.
Yeah.
There is just so much to our reality that
yeah, it's going to be amazing, because we're probably going to end up being maybe 2 billion, definitely not 8 billion. Firstly, they lied about the numbers. Secondly, a huge percentage are NPCs and clones and robotoids, or whatever you want to call it. So once all those things are gone, and they will be gone once the frequency raises enough, they'll just like poof, disappear.
That's right.
And then plus all the lands beyond. Like, what is the most awful thing when you visit a beautiful place, and like cultural destination, and there are just so many tourists around. But imagine going to all these magical places where there aren't thousands of tourists around you, because firstly, all those NPCs are gone, and secondly, we have all these lands beyond that we can now explore. So there's so many lands. You'll never just be stuck in a queue again, to go to a beautiful
Absolutely.
site.
Absolutely. I do see that we are branching out and all that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure that I'd be the one going to skinny dip in the waters over there, because I've seen that the Megalodon is a real thing.
Oh, yes.
That's a real, those big sharks, oh yeah, they're over there. And I feel that maybe they could actually have been able to come within our dome through portals under the water.
But there was somebody that there was somewhere there were so very large creatures underwater. They were seeing them, and it's like, what the hell is this?
That would have been through a portal, I think,
yeah.
like maybe even the Loch Ness.
Yeah.
There's a Bermuda Triangle that's still like a mystery how it works. Because did you know, Anina, that once a year, all the specific species of eel, like the water snakes, they all travel to the Bermuda Triangle. And from what I understand, like, it's not like you got boy eels or girl eels. So how do they multiply? They all go towards that, and then they come back even more. So something's weird with that. Like, they have the calling, and then they go to the Bermuda Triangle. Is it a specific portal for them? I'm not sure, but the portals are everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're opening up.
Very powerful portal.
Yeah.
And I've heard stories of, ships reappearing that were gone for like
lately
50 years.
Yeah.
And all these like weird stories, and even people going through the Bermuda Triangle and landing up in like weird places, like what seem almost like Tartaria or whatever. So there's definitely a lot going on there.
Tantaria, like all that's coming back, guys.
Yeah.
So exciting. So beautiful.
Yeah. Beauty. We can celebrate beauty. I mean, to go from that Tartarian architecture to what we have today. Like,
concrete. Yay.
Like, whoever made that sexy, I don't know, that should be shot, that person.
Well, it was them. It's all the guilty ones once again, right? The Khazarian Mafia, Hierophant cards. It's all them. Because you know what? Like, Gaia does not like this concrete on her flesh. She doesn't like the concrete.
No, it's
like
horrible.
What we have here, no.
Yeah. Nobody even considers the earth when they build these buildings, It's like, I can imagine guys like shedding a tear every time a building like that gets built.
Pardon me?
Gaia's like shedding a tear every time a monstrosity like that is built upon her.
Yes, but she's strong right now, and she's working to like have it removed.
Yeah.
She doesn't want it anymore. Like, she's really like Wonder Woman now. She's like
I'm
she's
awake,
strong.
I'm here, I'm back. I can see.
Oh yeah, she looks like Farrah Fawcett to me, but she's Wonder Woman Farrah Fawcett. I dropped a card. Oh my gosh. So look what I dropped as we were talking. Crossing a portal to our new world, wow. 4 of Wands, the double 11.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
Amazing. We're about to enter a new world.
There's the 10, ending 9-10.
Very good.
It was there all along. So I guess that we're going to finish this year. So this year, 2025, I'm so excited with it because it's finally coming rapid fire, all the information. Yeah. Again, we repeat, perhaps not for us, although, like, we think we know a lot, and what we know, we don't know it all.
I think even we are going to be surprised.
I think so. But so this year, 2025 is going to be rock and roll, especially for, I don't like to use, what do we call them? The sleepers, we'll just say.
Yes.
But for us, it's a very exciting. And then, yes, 9 goes to 10. And then we cross here. So I guess it would be for 26, really, yeah? because that is a 10.
Yeah, maybe the last of the removal, but I think already this year we're going to be. Can you check if already this year we're going to enter this exciting new world? May not be fully, the old world might not be fully kind of.
It's a yes.
Yes.
It's a definite yes. This is Elaine, and she's really happy. And okay, so Elaine's also showing me, because like I said, guys, they're alive, right? It's a different kind of alive. It's a frequency. But she's showing me images. She's comparing your question to our conversation right now. And like more of these things that happen, the more it'll help for it to happen. And that's where the awareness is. And somehow now she's showing me, remember when I said like AI, the internet is a different thing than it used to be, right? So also she's showing me like whatever new changes of the internet or the AI is actually helping things like this to spread out.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. It smells different. It's not perfect yet. It's going to come like the bigger AI, but there's something different about it. It doesn't feel as, what do I want to say, as controlled or like it feels. It's almost like you feel like a part of it is almost feeling like it's sentient, but not quite there. I don't know what that means. It's evolved somehow. There's some light that went into it.
But you know, I mean, quantum computing also has kind of a consciousness, and it can read intentions. It can.
Okay, so this is it. That's what you're showing me. Is there any way I'm wrong, Elaine? Changing gears, changing channels, and no. So it is all beautiful. So your answer was yes, my beautiful Anina. Awesome. Although I don't even remember what your question was. What was your question? You don't remember either?
I feel like we've gone through a portal and landed up somewhere else now.
We might have. Oh my God, we're adorable.
But I did want to, like I said to you in the beginning, I'd love to check, like, are we still going to have some sort of big money event, maybe a black swan of sorts? I can't help but feel like, you know, when they find out Fort Knox is empty, which it isn't really, but this is now for, you know, the sleepers to really be shook away. Is that that could maybe send the dollar spiraling, and just before it like hits rock bottom, like Trump will come in and say, okay, you know, maybe this new, I think they call it the treasury note or whatever, this new note, and the fact
I think so, yes,
gold backed. But we've got to go through this big shocking event somehow, because the money system has to be changed. And you can't just change that without kind of crashing the old one. And I know that there was a big crash planned, but perhaps they are having a different rollout strategy now. It's not going to be as big anymore. But do you think there will be some sort of crash still happening?
So this crash, that's what the black swan is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is why you posted this with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
I find it really funny that her, of all people, would be playing a calm like that. But again, right, she'd be playing a role, well, he, she, whoever it is. Yeah. I used to love her when I was a kid with Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. And
I know. And yeah.
Not anymore so much.
Yeah, it's amazing how all these people.
All right. So, higher self, oversoul, and universe. Please tell me everything I need to see, everything I need to know in regards to Anina's question. So, you heard her question. So, it's in regards to this Black Swan event. It's in regards to the petrodollar crashing. Yeah, the fiat dollar crashing and the new treasury note being born that will be black gold backed. Does this Fort Knox buildup have anything to do with that big event that we're going to see? So tell me everything I need to see, everything I need to know. Por favor. Beautiful higher self, oversoul, and universe. One more shuffle. Let's cut. Let's rock and roll. All right, so first in line, we have moving out of troubled waters. Okay, I like that. So this is already in the plans of yesterday. Troubled waters, because we got waves here. We're embarking mother, child, with all those thoughts, all that information, and we're sailing to smooth waters. Then we have, okay, so this could be either happy family, yes, over the rainbow, again, that gold. Yeah, this is not about keeping up a facade, the rainbow, because I'm seeing the granddaughter with the middle name Dorothy right now. Off-world energy, the age of Aquarius, which is what we have entered. Rebalancement, there's a beautiful, beautiful vulnerability with her being nude, playing in the waters, cleansing. So that's all yesterday. In the now moment, there's your Trump, white hats, anything you want to put into there. Dodge, Kash Patel, Kash. See, don't forget, by nature, I'm French, so sometimes I wrestle in my head with French and English, and it's a surprise that'll come out, right?
I love
the flesh. At the heartbeat, oh, look at this. Imprisonment, self-mentored imprisonment, and or especially things that resemble Guantanamo Bay roundups. Because don't forget, in the now moment, we got Trump right here. Then we got this imprisonment card. Moving on, we do have collaboration. So there's a lot of information here. There is also, because I'm feeling now there's a lot about Make America Healthy Again with this card. Okay, future. So the answer is yes to your question, because that's the future. We're back from war victorious, where the whole villagers, the nations, population, humanity is celebrating us head on. And then we do have Gaia is here too, a restored republic, birthing, loving. There's your gold coin, a return. What does a mother do? She looks for her children. She provides for her children. She is like absolutely. So this is an absolute yeah. And there's your big fat yes. The alpha, ace of wands, very fiery, full of integrity, full of creativity. So it's all a big yes. Yes, again, our friend for today, because this is the one that loves to poke out Femi the most, are crossing the 1111 portal. Again, graduation, marriage, high celebration, heartbeat of the clarifiers, in regards to the Khazarian Mafia, the Rothschild, all those deletes, or like how Gary and me like to say, the dumb elites, because they're dummies, dumb elites.
I love it.
And we end with a whole movie is coming to an end. It's wrap-up time. So the film finishes, credit lines coming down. I am curious for my golden, because I always go for my goldens. So let's just see what, okay. So again, this one flew out about the Khazarian Mafia. This is the Hierophant. So the creeps, twice it came out on them. Then we're gonna go right here. We're taming the beast by the mouth. Again, the strength. Who did we say had a lion on their crest? The Rothschilds. Ba, ba, ba. And we're going to end here. Yeah, because humanity has been uncomfortable for such a very long period of time, Femi, with the hangman, but we're getting enlightened. The aha moment for our new world. We see clearly now.
I love it.
So let me go see with Sally. Sally is such a me, take me. So Sally, am I accurate with this reading to our beautiful blonde bombshell Anina's question? Yeah, for all of you out there, I love blonde. So before the interview, I was telling, oh, I love your hair, I love your hair. All right, so we are accurate. Is there anywhere that I am wrong or I misread or anything of that nature? So changing gears, changing data, and it's a no. You can rock it some more. It's not time for a coffee break. You know this. Yeah, you know it. Okay, I like it fast. Yeah, there we go. So we are accurate on your question.
Awesome. This is going to be an exciting year. So just buckle up, everyone, because it's going to get bumpy. But when it gets bumpy, then we get excited. It's like,
oh. Yeah, like Trump says, buckle up. Buttercup.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, just keep the joy alive, guys. That's how we do this. Keep the vibration high. Don't be
So I
too.
wanted to ask you, Anina, how is it in South Africa? Because I did a reading a while ago, and the visions I had, like, whoo, it was emotional. But I think it's not the same everywhere. Like,
yeah, you have your very cosmopolitan first world side to South Africa, and
okay,
have complete poverty. So that duality is there. But I'd say that, you know, the bulk of the people do live in poverty. But of course, it's such a beautiful country that you've got a lot of foreigners flocking here, and it's a desired destination to come to. And for the most part, we have a pretty good life, but we've also had that extreme poverty, and you know, it's not been an easy ride. So I think it's made us as a people very strong and tenacious. And people just, when they come here, they can't get over how friendly the people are. And I have people that say, oh, I've just come back from London. And, you know, I was on the train and I said to somebody, hey, how are you? And they looked at them like, is this dude crazy?
but this is how we are in Montreal too. As Montreal Canadians, we're friendly like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually our ancestors are French, you know, heritage, because we came to South Africa and Canada more or less at the same time. So all the Catholics went to Canada and all the, I think, Presbyterians came to South Africa. But it was the same kind of group of people at the same time who were fleeing France. So I think there are a lot of similarities, you know, that we have.
And what about Table Mountain?
Yes, maybe that's a good question to ask. So, you know, Table Mountain is very powerful. There's a vortex in Table Mountain, and there's a lot of crystal in the mountain. That's why when people come here, they just feel so good. They feel light. It's like they just feel well, because also we have the South Atlantic anomaly here, which means the magnetic pull here is very low. So it literally is light. Like if you go to London, the magnetic pull is very heavy. So people feel heavy. It pulls on your organs. It just drags you down.
And it's always gray.
Yeah. So Cape Town has that effect. People are just, they love it here, but they don't know why. Some people are tuned in as to why, but most people just say, well, I just feel so great when I'm in Cape Town, so I'm going to buy a house there. But on the darker side of it, there's a lot of tunnels in Table Mountain. A lot of trafficking going on here. And actually, interesting that you mentioned the Mandela effect, because I think the Mandela effect had to do with a war that happened on Table Mountain between the reptilian factions and I think there was a little bit of a timeline reset there, because it was so awful that they had to reset the time. And this came out actually in a QHHT session that somebody had, you know, just suddenly started speaking about this war that went on in on Table Mountain. So there's a lot of like dark and light there at the same time. But I believe the tunnels have been largely cleaned out, because trafficking is, like, South Africa and Africa as a whole is one of the worst places for trafficking. You know, it's horrific. And it would be great to know, has a lot of that been cleaned up? Because I feel like it has. I know there's still stuff going on, but maybe you can just check how much of that is actually being cleaned up in Table Mountain and then secondary South Africa as a whole.
Very good, my dear. I will. Thank you for all that, because I love this and I resonate to a lot. Like, I've never been to Africa, but, you know, I've tapped into the energy with the minimal that I did know. And yes, I do feel a lot with the crystals you were mentioning. I did see the trafficking in the tunnels. I also saw that maybe a lot of little ones were abducted from the home, but from some kind of crocodilian species far in.
Yeah.
It feels right with your what you were saying about the light of the
South Atlantic anomaly with the magnetic.
The magnetic, yeah, that feels accurate. So let me just, well, I'll do these first. So in regards to South Africa and everything you were talking about, so I had 4 cards that flew out. So we're talking about the past with South Africa. So we got the King of Pentacles. There was strong boundaries, okay, with the beauty of the world there of South Africa. And I also have the counterpart to the king, the queen. So that means that the riches or what was naturally inside of Africa was of total abundance once a long time ago.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
one
guess
of the
I don't know if
wealthiest
it's
countries actually in the world.
Okay, so because husband and wife like that, that's a match in heaven. And it had strong boundaries. Something had happened at one point because there was a reevaluation of something, and of all the, like you said, the natural riches, someone was looking at everything that was planted and what grew out of it and calculated, reevaluated. Then there was a warring that happened where someone had the higher ground. But now it looks like we're moving out of troubled waters right now. So reevaluation. So I think that the reevaluation is probably like what was lost. Now you guys have the higher ground and you're moving out of troubled water. Okay, so in this, it's as if I'm missing the whole crocodilian because it was going as you were talking. So it's talking to me absolutely about how South Africa is financially and what is coming to be restored. Because tomorrow over there, you are self-made, sovereign, independent, in need of no one to lord over you guys. You got justice, truth coming out with this beautiful alpha. You got the crown. You got, so I'm being seen something about an original queen down there. Something might have been stolen from her. I don't know. Did you? A queen.
It's interesting. I was telling people the other day, a very large diamond like this was stolen from us, and it's on the scepter of the Queen of England.
Okay, so that's coming back to you because
I don't know, maybe you are talking about a queen in South Africa, but it's just what came to mind now.
Well, there's
that
something
diamond is coming back.
And it's about a queen and something. Okay, so here we end up with okay, there's a lot I can see here. Okay, so now, because I took these last cards as we kept talking. So self-made, independent, truth, justice, disclosure. There is something returning to the rightful owner of a queen, probably because I feel it is your diamond. And then you will all celebrate. But I'm getting a double whammy also, is that when you're sovereign, there's going to be a lot of truth of what was going on in the tunnels in regards to the party substance that was trafficked against the little ones. I'm getting the truth. Clarifying, you got justice with the karmic punch of the justice card, okay? Awesome. You're taming that beast by the mouth. This guy loves coming
That's the third time this one has come up.
It's a very popular today. So I don't know, like, is the tentacles of the Rothschild in Africa?
Yes, of course. It owns our central bank and yeah.
And then we got collaboration, health system, cups, emotion, feline energy. So something to celebrate, justice towards that family, and then you will celebrate and collaborate, new handshakes. But again, there's the cups here. So there's a lot, but I can tell you that what was originally like so plentiful of abundance of natural resource is definitely coming back. And I saw that also in my reading I had done maybe a month ago or something. Let me go get my golden major arcanas, Femi. I just saw Trump. Because Trump's got also something to do with South Africa.
He's putting the spotlight on South Africa at the moment, which is not by accident.
Yeah, and I had seen that in my reading for South Africa before that video came out. So this one jumped out. It's the Empress. That's Gaia, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, your mother. And okay, you also have a lot of off-world. I know South Africa there's a lot of off-world traffic there, especially around Table Mountain.
Yes,
but this is coming
up. Ships hanging around us.
You do, huh? Oh, it's big. But this is also not only off-world energy, but it's coming out of a slumber, a dark night of the soul with the light in your hands, like a lighthouse that calls out to the sailors at sea or to the ships in the sky. There's a lot of traffic. I'm seeing it. Like, And then we end with Trump. What did I just say before Trump? So Trump's got a big part. South Africa, you're looking gorgeous and things are restored. And Gaia, I mean, look, the golden. I got the queen of everything, the king of everything, and off-world energy.
Wow.
Because counterparts, king and queen is husband and wife. But also in my readings, when I say Trump, it's everything that Trump stands for, like commander-in-chief of the military.
Yeah, the whole alliance, in fact. Right? What he has
and the white hats work hand in hand with the alliance. Boots on the ground, boots in the ether. Serving the mother, Gaia.
Yeah, because we need help here because, God, it's complicated. We've had
I send my dragons often to South Africa because I was just so touched by a message that I got from a South African. It made me emotional, right? So I have a weakness now after what I saw. Yes. Richard for South Africa, yes.
Yay.
Yes.
We need all that help. And a lot of people are still very confused here and, you know, just believing the pantomime that they see on the political stage. And I just see it all as a movie. I don't even get involved in the details because it's just playing itself out, in my opinion. But
it is. And we don't need to lower our frequency, right? I mean, because we got to be the strong ones for everyone else. It's what we volunteered and were chosen for to do.
Exactly.
And we do a good job, don't we?
Absolutely.
We do a great
job. Pat
ourselves
on the back.
Bing, 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 bing.
That was awesome and very positive. Wow.
Yes.
That's so awesome.
Yes.
A lot of strength cards, a lot of... and I also think, just to add, with South Africa, with the currency revaluation, when all our wealth and riches are returned, I believe our currency is going to be very strong. And it's funny, like even in the 80s, the South African rand was stronger than the US dollar, believe it or not.
Well, Elaine's saying it's true.
There you go. We're going to be part of that currency revaluation that's going to happen globally, which Trump has already hinted about. He's already
of course he has.
The currency need to revalue. He mentioned it. So it's going to happen. Maybe.
And his gold tie, you know, his gold tie he was wearing recently, that's not just for USA. I felt that's the Gaia.
Yeah.
It's all of us. All of us.
Yeah.
And look at Elaine. She's loving this. And by the way, family, friends, world, they all have a name, my pendulums, but how it works is I'm attached to my higher self that comes through me and goes through my stone that I give names to. But, you know, that's how it works. In case you
grab Elaine right now. Elaine wants to.
Well, basically, yes. So, yes, your money is going to come back up. It's going to, but, you know, I don't think, however we had our money, it's been like my Canadian dollars. That's all like fake money. It's vouchers.
That's the irony. It's going to revalue and suddenly money won't be that important anymore, right?
That's right.
It's like monopoly money. Like if we
it's exactly
back one day at this time when we were running after little paper money and think, what were we thinking?
Idiots!
Idiots running around after little printed pieces of paper. Are you kidding me?
And some people sold their souls for that.
Yes. For those little fake money pieces of.
Bravo! Have fun in hell. Because they did some really ugly things for that.
Yeah.
But some of them were trickeries too, I feel. You know, a lot of people got tricked into it.
Yes, you know, the ones that didn't want to outright, they would just like catch in the act. They would, you know, set something up and say, sorry, we've got this on you now. So, you know, you got to keep.
So I could have compassion for people who were tricked into like the dark side.
Yes.
Because the dark side is very, very tricky. It's not so blunt in your face. You know, once it's got you, it's going to be blunt, yes. But I have compassion, you know, for, you know, like who was he that the guy who wrote the Satanic Bible, LaVey?
Mr. Crowley or Anton LaVey.
Yes, I did a reading on his daughter maybe 8 months ago,
Oh, yes.
Xena. And I felt for her, Alex. She was born into something. And you know that she cut the cords to her papa and where he stood. Oh, yeah. And she's like Buddhism and totally turned everything to like be of service.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It might have been on, I don't know if it was on, what are the Dr. Phil peoples? I don't know. And when I watched that interview, I had compassion for her, you know, and then I did a reading. And in my readings, like, yes, she totally turned around, and it must have been so hard for her.
Yes.
You know,
because you're born into ritual abuse, basically.
You are. So that's what I mean. Sometimes when you're tricked, like we could have compassion to a level. Yes. Okay. I mean,
imagine being born into one of these families. I mean, you have to have compassion for the people that got born into and that got MK altered and ritual abuse. They suffered all these things. They were like fractured by the time they were, you know, teenagers, completely fractured. So we must also have a bit of compassion for that. But I wanted to say also that Xena, whatever her name is, some people say she was either the mother or
yes, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. What did you get about that? They do kind of look alike.
Maybe. Let's go see. So Xena LaVey, because she changed her name to something else. Now she's not a LaVey anymore. So, but we know what I'm. So Xena LaVey and Taylor Swift, is there a connection there? So there is a connection. Is it the same person? I know it's not the same person. Okay, so Taylor Swift, could that be a clone of something with the DNA? It's thinking, so we're almost there. It's kind of a...
Probably was created in a lab using her eggs, you know, Xena's eggs.
Okay, this is saying yes. Yes, but it's like a soft yes. There's more to the story. So we're on the right path.
Or maybe one of these ritual abuse incidents, you know, the Rothschilds like to come in and then father these people and they create these stars, you know.
Well, it's saying yes. We're getting more on track here. But there's still something missing. I can feel in my pendulum. But yes, this is on the right track. So let's just call it a clone. Okay, is it good to call Taylor a clone? Are we good with that expression? Yes. Okay, so Elaine's saying yes. Okay, so she's abandoning what she was trying to. Okay, clone will do.
But a lot of people say a lot of these stars are created in labs. You know, they see, okay, Xena is pretty. It's like, let's create a pop star that looks like her. At least we know what she's going to look like. If we're going to invest so much in her and she's going to perform all these rituals on stage to put spells on the masses, at least we know what she's going to look like. So we choose someone and say, yeah, that's good. Let's grab some of that DNA. And
I think so, yes, but I want to go a bit further with Elaine, if you don't mind, my beautiful. Yeah. So the original Xena, who does not go under LaVey anymore, was she born female? Yes. Now this clone, Taylor Swift, born... Can I ask that on your channel?
Yes, please do.
Okay, was it born female? Born male? So that's it. And they're absolutely obsessed with their sex changes. Like,
and there is a photo of some boy, and I don't know, I forgot his name. I think he's an actor, maybe. And she probably just like him. So some say it is him.
Oh, Spirit is showing. I never watched the movie, but I just got Napoleon Dynamite, that actor.
Yes, that's his name.
Yeah.
Yes, Napoleon Dynamite.
Well, I think that was a movie that who you're referring to played in.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Because Haisel just showed me, and it's uglier as a man, huh?
Yes.
Because, well, as a girl, you could put makeup on and
Although she
try to
was
get away
always
with it.
kind of odd to me. Like she's not like a traditional beauty, you know, there's something odd. There's always been something odd
Well,
about
it's
her.
the body too, like the body,
Yeah, and the kind of
like
the mousy hair and the schoolgirl, school teacher kind of looks is like, okay.
hmm And notice she always plays with her bangs a weird way. Like I was always curious, is it to hide the slant?
Possibly, yeah.
Because her bangs don't look good. Like, what is that? Like glued there with hairspray? It's like, why don't you just flip it, right? I always, saw that
Yeah,
as
because
weird.
men have very big foreheads, much bigger than women, right? So
In
that's
general, it depends on nationalities, but in general, yes, we
yeah.
have a slant, and women in general would be more flat to the forehead, right?
Yeah.
But today you can do anything. You can like saw the skull, like bzzz,
Yes,
and
that's true.
like, do you know about the truther Blair White?
Uh, Not sure now. Kind of rings a
Okay,
bell.
so she's an actual transgender, but she's always been a very honest from the very get go. She never resonated to being a boy. She was always feminine. So it was her whole, and she's like a conservative truther, which is
Hmm.
very, very rare. And I really enjoy her, but she explains all the surgeries to, because she's actually
Mm.
gorgeous. But she explains in detail that they would sand
Ah,
the skull and
yes.
like sand and
That
yeah,
sounds
so
awful.
she's
And
great
even the
help.
body, they look at the way the shoulders is, the waist, you know, the hips. It's
The
like a lot of the
fingers,
Victoria's Secret. I mean, they all are men,
they're
right?
all men.
Models.
No way,
Yeah.
come on, that can't give birth.
And they always made women feel so inferior, like they would never have a body like that because they
So
could never have a body.
anorexia, bulimia, hating your body,
Yeah.
then you
Exactly.
can't get pregnant because you vomited your whole life to look like a man in high heels.
Yes. The destruction of the divine feminine. If you look at all
Oh,
paintings of the Renaissance era, women were curvy,
oh,
voluptuous.
it's beautiful. Va va
Now you have to
voom.
look like a stick to be
I never liked that.
sexy.
No.
I could never, unfortunately.
When I was a kid, I was in love with Miss Piggy because she was vavavoom, but she had Farrah Fawcett hair. And I loved how she'd beat up the frog all the time. Hi!
Ah, that's so good.
Oh, Miss Piggy, she was fun.
Oh, but this was fun.
Oh, I loved it. I had so much fun with you. And I hope that your family enjoys me.
I'm sure they
And
loved it. Oh, they will love it once this goes live. Yeah, this was so much fun. Hopefully we can do some more in the future because we can
I
probably
would
go for another
love
few
to.
hours, but we'll save everyone the lengthy video and do a part two.
I would love that. Absolutely. Anytime you want to collaborate, do some chatting. Like, I love this session. I love your energy. I love you. And I love
Oh,
you, South Africa.
oh, thank
I
you,
do.
Richard. And we
Yes.
love you,
Thank you.
the Richard, the
Well, that
fabulous.
used to be my stage name.
I love it. The Richard, not
Yeah,
just
the
any
Richard,
Richard.
not Annie
It's
Richard.
the
Yeah.
Richard. Ah, love it, love it, love it.
Hmm.
So keep up the amazing work, and you are doing amazing work and just lifting the vibration of this entire community, and we love you for it. So we'll definitely have a part two. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you
Thank you,
next time.
everyone. I
Thanks,
love
everyone.
you.
I'll leave Richard's links below, so please give him a follow. He is just, yeah, a breath of fresh air with joie de vivre, like I said in the beginning.
Thank you very much, my love.
Thanks so much, everyone. See you soon.